Listen,
Okay.
we are here to tell you the hard things. Back to school season is here. For some families, that means handing over the car keys to a new teen driver. This one's having heart palpitations. But how do you find a safe, reliable car that will not break the bank?
Yep, here to help us is the CEO of CarEdge and automotive retail analyst, Zach Shefska. He's here, and he's ready. Look at this.
Look at
What an
him.
exciting time.
The things that get me excited.
I know.
Cars and used cars, consumer reports.
And
Kids getting
used
keys for the first
cars,
time.
Pre-owned cars.
Yep.
Should we talk about the consumer reports of it all? They released a new thing.
Yes.
That's the technical word. Pre-owned cars for teens and the
Yes.
safest cars. What did they take into consideration when they compiled that list?
So I'm very humbled. I've had the privilege of going up to Connecticut and spending time at at Consumer Reports Test Track. Incredible facility that they have there. And they push these cars to the limit. And they actually buy the cars that they test. And I'm not
That's
a
good.
consumer,
That's
you know,
good,
I don't represent Consumer
Yeah.
Reports
Right.
here, but I really, really appreciate the work that they do. And they take these cars and they road test them. And in addition to that, they send out these studies and these surveys, and they also look at all the data. And what they're looking at is how long do these vehicles last? How expensive is it going to be from a maintenance perspective? How expensive is it going to be from a total cost of ownership, so depreciation, things like that? And are they prone to having all sorts of incidents down the line? And so the research that they put out in the vehicles that they're recommending, a lot of folks should take that into consideration before they purchase that new or
Yeah.
used car for their teen.
Also, how cool the car looks, because that's important. As you can see
Oh,
here,
boy.
as you can see here from my first
Someone's
car.
Pinto? What was
Let's
your
see.
first car?
Oh,
Wow.
Shaka Khan.
I can't.
Wow.
I don't even
Yep.
know what car you're driving.
You know what
I'm
I took?
blinded by
You know
that.
what I took in consideration with this car? That it was all the money I had in my bank account.
No, I don't do TV often. You're allowed to not have your shirt on like
No,
that?
yeah. You could do that. When you look like ET, you can do anything you want.
You have
This is my
no
question. What should
idea.
parents look for when buying their teen their first car? That's huge.
Okay, so I'll share a personal anecdote. I have a younger cousin, and I recently was on the receiving end of a text message. My dad and I co-founded CarEdge, the business we run. So it was my dad and I were in a group chat. And it's, should we get Tyler this 2012 Mercedes-Benz?
Oh yeah, perfect.
No. The short answer is just no.
Why?
Okay, so the cost of ownership.
Right.
Oh.
One
The-
tire.
Even
The
though it
one
was.
time- yeah.
Oh,
So when
okay.
you're looking
Sure.
at these used vehicles or new vehicles for a teenager, understand a few things. One is, it is sad to say this, but the number one cause of death for the 15 to 24 age range, car accidents.
Yeah, I
Yeah, of
know.
course.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have to get a safe vehicle, and there are all sorts of safety considerations. Some of them you can
Right.
see on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
These are very important things to consider. When you're looking at some of these older vehicles,
They don't
some of them
have
don't
them.
have that.
Right.
And so you might be enamored as a young person. I know I certainly was. I want that Mercedes-Benz. But the one from 2012 might not have all the safety equipment. The other factor that you need to consider is maintenance and cost of ownership.
Right.
Now, on one hand, the fact that you're buying a 2012 Mercedes-Benz, it's already depreciated a bunch. The other reality is, so far down the depreciation curve, that's good. Maintenance and repairs, you just said it, one
Right.
tire on a Mercedes-Benz,
$6,000,
don't
yeah.
do it, don't do it. Yeah, so parents need to be mindful of these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Pre-owned car, new car, or is it up to the family?
So obviously it's up to the family, but the little bit of advice or suggestion, humbly, that I would give to everyone out there is that the price of used cars has skyrocketed since the pandemic. That's been this unfortunate reality that we're living in. Pre-pandemic, used car prices, $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 were the average. The average price for a used car now, $27,000.
No.
And one of the things that I look at, I'm a little bit of a data geek here, is market days supply. How many days it would take to sell all available inventory? New cars right now, it's about 75 days, which is a pretty healthy amount of inventory. Used car market, 45 days. Sub $15,000 used cars, sub 30 days supply, meaning that the inventory is not there and there's a ton of demand. So if I'm a parent,
I want to sell my car.
it actually is a very good, set it aside, Ben,
Yeah,
it is a
right?
good time to sell a
Oh.
car. If I'm a parent, I'm actually looking at some of the new car options out there
Yeah.
that are really
Interesting.
good deals right now.
Maybe like a lease or something inexpensive. That's like something like that. Just
Lease
more-
is definitely
yeah.
an option. There's some brands that have, like Nissan, for example. Don't get on me, everyone.
It's all good, it's all good, yeah,
Nissan,
yeah.
It's
Chevrolet with the tracks. Like there's
Yeah.
some very affordable options out there that have new car warranty, relatively low cost of ownership, and relatively low price points.
Yeah.
Here's a question, because I always look at this. What's the safest size? Like, do you want to get your kids like an SUV, a monster truck? Like, what are you putting them in?
You're going to put them in
Yeah,
bubble wrap in a
wrap.
thing.
Just push them out as bubble wrap.
Yeah, that is one option.
Yes.
Now, another option, obviously you can look at these really massive vehicles because here in the United States, vehicles are incredibly large.
Yeah.
I would say those vehicles are going to have a higher cost of ownership. They're going to cost more to fuel, things
Oh,
like
gas
that.
is awful, yeah.
The one segment I would be really mindful of to just make sure it has all the safety equipment that you know, as a parent want your child to have, would be subcompact cars. So if you're looking at the Nissan, be really mindful that the Sentra is really tiny, really cheap, really
Right.
tiny.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the Kicks, their subcompact SUV, you might want to look a little bit higher up at the Rogue, their best seller. So subcompact is a little bit scary just considering how big some of the vehicles are on the road. I wouldn't say don't do it, but with the older vehicles that are subcompact, that's where I'd be a little bit more mindful.
And the like merging into a lane, the beep
smart.
beep and the beep beep, everything
And the
beeps
beep-boop?
now like it's good. Like it's those are stuff that
If
you
your car's
wanna,
not beeping in those ways, don't buy it.
Get a
all right?
beeping car.
Get a
Speaking
beeping
of the beeping, yeah, the safety technology. Is this actually something that prevents crashes?
Absolutely. The IIHS mandates these things. Our government puts this into place not because they want to. I mean,
Right.
some people might believe that, but it's because it saves lives,
Yeah.
because it reduces accidents. The name of the game for that institution is to make sure that things like automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, blind spot, that's all there so that the driver has a better safety
Yeah.
opportunity, or a higher level of safety, excuse me.
Yeah.
Before we wrap, first car.
My first car was a 1999 Nissan Maxima.
Heck yeah.
The back fender
Were you
was
an
like
Uber?
breaking off. No.
Did you drive Uber?
I never drove Uber. I remember, and brief anecdote, my mom literally came to me and she's like, "Are you sure you want to drive that car?" I was like, "Mom, if it takes me to point A to point B, I'm happy."
Yeah.
You know?
Mac, that's a good car.
It was a good car.
Plymouth Duster, 5-speed, right
Yes.
here. Zach, thank you so
Plymouth
much
Duster.
for joining
Thank you
us.
both
For
so
more information, follow Zach on Instagram at MyCarEdge. We had a great show. Thank